Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of yam and the fryer of plantain. Yes, 1995, 1999 Gidigbo champion. First Igbo governor of Lagos State. Baba say yes, he can say yes, we fit. Yes, Father confirm. Yes, Father confirms. Your top Foxy P in the building. Holla at your boy. Chopper of yam and the fryer of plantain. Chilling right here on the set of the Africa Today show. Ginger. I promise you for something in the last episode. I said I'm going to give you a special interview. For very long I've been talking about this whole interracial marriage, and don't get me wrong, I'm focusing on our sisters, our African sisters here in America and in UK, wherever you are. I said stop waiting for these African men. Go and marry anybody you want to marry. The reason why I focus on our women is because the men have been doing whatever they wanted to do since day one, since the 50s, since the 40s, when they started coming out here for college. But our women, it's rare, extremely rare to see an African woman who's with somebody of a different race. But today I have something amazing for you. I have one of my beautiful aunties. This is a correct Igbo woman, typical Igbo woman. Day in, day out, she's cooking egusi and okra, and she's speaking the language and loving the culture. An amazing woman of God, anointed woman of God. And she's actually married to not just an American, she's married to a white guy. So they accepted to just do a short interview, just to talk about their own experiences. And I thought it would be great because I know we have a lot of women who watch the show and a lot of guys who watch the show. And I feel like you'll be able to take something out of this, away from this. They were very, very open, very, very honest about their relationship. Two amazing people I look up to, just the amount of love that they share for each other. Started from nothing, now very, very successful in construction business that they have. They own a whole bunch of homes, probably own at least about 10 homes up in New York. And the most important thing in the story of their love is the fact that when they met each other, they had nothing. But because of the love that they had for each other and the fact that they had God in their lives. My auntie said that she had already prayed and said, God, show me who I'm supposed to marry. And when God was not pointing towards that man, she was like, nah, God, this is a mistake. And the crazy thing is, the day that he told her that he actually loved her and he wanted to marry her, that day, as soon as she just told her like this, whoa, she opened the car door and just took off. But I'm not even going to spend any more time telling their story. I'm going to bring them in. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Sean Dwight. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a special day. I'm telling you, today is a special day. Not only did my auntie come all the way from Onyanta to come to see the family, but she came with her husband. So I'm excited, as in out of this world excited. And the fact that, this is a blessing. It's a huge blessing. So I have my Uncle Sean. I came here with my Auntie Precious. They came all the way from upstate New York. Yes, say hi to them.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. We're from Oneonta, New York.
There you go. And this is the interesting thing. I talked to people about this thing recently. I said, Nigerian women, especially all you Igbo women, Yoruba women, stop waiting to marry Nigerian men. You have people that are out there that are ready to marry you. Beautiful people that want to marry you. They say, oh, I can't marry a white man because he doesn't know my culture. I can't. Well, maybe instead of us eating egusi soup, we'll just be eating sandwich every day. This man, he likes egusi soup. Auntie, please, if you just help us, how long have you guys been married? First of all.
14 years.
14 years.
And he's been to Nigeria 6 times.
6 times?
Yes.
Uncle Sean, what do you think about Nigerian food?
I don't know so much about Gary. I like the real otra. And I gotta go back home again to get it. I love the real otra.
See, he likes utara and then egusi soup or bono. Which one?
Egusi or bono. And he used to drink coffee, but his first trip to Nigeria, he drank the yellow tea, yellow label
Lipton.
Ever since,
with peak milk, never had that before.
And it comes from Nigeria every time.
That's it.
And that's what we drink at home now.
And I know for a fact that when you go to Nigeria, my mom told me this. She told me, she's like, last time, every time you go to Nigeria, you don't like to stay in hotels.
No.
Like you want to stay with the family to feel, that love and the culture.
Yes, the first time
that's
we
what
went
we're
to
there
Nigeria.
for. Why would I travel all the way where the family is nearby and stay at a hotel with strangers?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. So now, really quickly, I'm just going to talk about from a cultural perspective now. Because Auntie, you said something when we're downstairs. You said before you met him, before you got married, your list of what you were looking
for? I had a long list. He has to be a black man. He has to be possibly Igbo. I mean, my first priority has to be Igbo so we can understand each other because of cultural differences. But if it's not Igbo, he has to be somewhere from Nigeria. But then all these lists that I had, I didn't know that every single thing I desire in a husband has been in him.
Look at that.
And right now, he'll do anything for me, for my family. We go to Nigeria, he sleeps on the floor with my entire family. I remember our last trip to Nigeria on September 2013. We went to visit one of my nieces. There were more than 10 of us in one room. Sleeping on the floor. There was a better place we could have stayed.
Of course.
But he prefers to stay with my family. Just give these men chances. I'm telling you, my experience is that they've been here, they've seen a lot of women, their culture. But it's a joy for them to experience different culture and they respect you.
True.
That's the best thing about it. Treats me like a queen. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Everything that I could find on Igbo. He speaks my language too.
Oh, you speak Igbo?
Well,
just undewo.
Kedu?
Adema.
There you go. Wow. So let me ask this question now. So we've talked about from a cultural perspective. What about from a family perspective? Because we always feel like our people. We always feel like, especially for those of us, people of my generation, our age, there's that pressure that nobody has really come to you and said, this is who you must marry. But there's always that pressure like, how would my parents react to this? Or how will my uncles react? How has it been for you with the extended family?
Well, first of all, I met him here and we got married here.
Okay.
And he decided, because none of my family was here, we had no money. He borrowed money. I didn't have any work, had no social security. So he borrowed money and we traveled to Nigeria to do my traditional wedding, to have every member of my family. And when I got there, they were trying to come up with all these, their huge list. And I told them, I said,
when they give you all the list of things that you have to do.
Yes,
wow.
I told them I've been on my own. Nobody has really cared about me. I'm already married to this man. I can choose not to do this traditional one. He chose to honor my family.
Right.
So this is what we have, and this is what we are going to do. And they all abide by, they did abide by what we desired. And we had a wonderful time.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
So, and it's still the talk. We heard that the story went even to London.
Really?
I had a cousin
about the traditional wedding.
I had a cousin in London. He's my first cousin. He was in London. He wasn't home. He called me. He said, I heard about all this, the Ibanku, how all these people, they even in Eloma, they made him Eloma citizen. All these people that gathered, they said they were so impressed.
Right.
Because he was the only white man. He was out there with people because he saw how our people are very respectful.
Oh, yes.
And he experienced it. And ever since, he's been to
there was a
Nigeria.
big crowd because everybody was invited for the wedding. We only had Ibanko. We only had 1 week to prepare.
Wow.
But I was the only Onocha. So people heard it.
And everybody came out. So Sean, on your own side, we had talked a little bit about how mixed marriages now, we see a lot more of that. Things are changing. But in terms of the difference in culture, when you talk, because she's not African American where she was raised here, she grew up here. This is somebody who's from a completely different country, different community, different continent. For you, did you have to think about it in your own mind to say, you know what, how am I going to deal with these differences in the culture?
I didn't, because the love was there. First we were like best friends. And then we fell in love. So it didn't matter to me, skin or culture, because I'd like to be curious. I'd never been in Nigeria, never really knew Nigerian people before, so I wanted to find out about it.
Right.
And that's why I had to go. And so we got married. We went to honeymoon in Hawaii for 1 week. We came back for a week, and 2 weeks after our wedding in the U.S., we were preparing
for the Ibanko
back home.
That is beautiful.
And talking about last time we went and stayed, I know they don't have air conditioning, and when NEPA doesn't even keep the ceiling fan on at night, it's a lot cooler sleeping on the tile floor than in a bed.
Than it is in the bed.
So that's why.
So how do people react when you're back home? Because for us, like when we go back home, I won't even lie to you. I think that Nigerians here, when we go back home, the way we behave, I have friends who don't even stay at home with their parents when they go back home. They go and stay in a hotel.
Ridiculous.
They go stay on Lagos Island. They're like, look, I'm not used to all of that. I'm not used to the mosquitoes and everything. So how do people react? When you came, like, you're an American. You came all the way from America and you're sleeping on the ground. Like, how did they react?
They were surprised. They didn't think that would be okay. I mean, maybe they think of themselves lower, I don't know, but they're like, it's okay. Because I know they wanted me to put me up somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Like at her mom's house, it was like really the worst with the rainy season and the mosquitoes, and you board up the door.
And the mosquitoes, they'll come for you. They know that you're not from here, so they're looking for, they know there's burger inside that blood, they want to taste it.
So they have to fog the room, they have to shut the shutters, and then we had the mosquito netting, and there was still some of that, the mosquitoes. But we had the malaria medicine, so I never got malaria, I never got sick, but I took the precautions, take the prescription before, during, after, but they were surprised, and I said no, and I carried water. I wanted to know what they experienced. Back in the
you fetched water with them from the stream on your head.
I carried it back on my head, but it was rainy season. One of my wife's friends wanted to drive me in her car to the stream, or she was gonna follow us. I said no, just leave me. I'm gonna walk to the stream, 4 miles, one way, and then I fetch the water and bring it back, and I did carry it on my head on the way back. And I gave Precious's mother the first cup of water that I brought back from the stream.
Wow.
But there wasn't a crowd because it was rainy season. It actually started raining. I got soaked coming back.
Oh yeah.
But my neck was sore because I don't do that. And it was a big bucket of water for me. But it wasn't even 5 gallons, maybe 3 gallons of water. It wasn't much. But they will drink the water off the roof during the rainy season. They boil it to make sure it's safe, I think. But I only fetched water once. And I've been there 6 times.
I think
so we did it well.
That fetching water thing. I mean, you see my dad. You see how short he is. I think that's one of the reasons my dad is so short, because he kept fetching water his entire life, and I think that probably stunted his growth. Because see, my mom is taller than he is, and that's why we're taller than them. So that's why we're hoping to marry taller women, so we can just keep stepping everybody up. But that is so interesting. Like you had that experience. So now, I know you guys have to leave to go back.
We raised funds to dig a well, so it was done in my wife's mother's compound. Because there was other people, chiefs and wealthy people.
Yeah.
They won't give they won't pump any of their water for the people. I mean, I show up, they'll give me a drink of water, but they wouldn't let anybody fetch water from their wells, and they've got it in their compound. So we opened up 6 taps outside the compound,
so people can
for anybody to come.
That's beautiful.
Yes, I mean the culture. There's a great bridge and a gap when you understand the person that you are friends with, that you're married to. It's not just about you. People, he married into my culture. It's not a problem for me to. I've been here, and when any call comes from Nigeria, he answers in Igbo. I have 22 nieces and nephews. I mean, they are all Uncle Sean, because they have seen him. He will do things with us, doesn't even know if he has a color, different color in his skin. So, all these people that are so uptight, you don't know what your parents will do. Your parents are already married. You are the one to get married, because that man is not marrying your parents. It's you. You have to make a choice. At the end of the day, it's only the color of the skin that you can bridge the gap in cultural differences.
So you've been to Lagos, you've played soccer in Lagos, you've been to the village, you've fetched water. I think you're pretty much Nigerian.
Been to Mahia, been to Aba. We spent 2 nights. Spent 2 nights in my brother's house in Aba, and then we went to Port Harcourt. We've been to different places.
Enugu.
village many times.
So it sounds like when you guys are not going to the cool places. I haven't heard anything about going to Abuja and going to Victoria Island and all. No, you're going to the village. You're going to the to really feel the culture.
Isuquato.
You're going there to like.
That's where I fetch water.
Wow.
Yes, the coolest place we've been is your mom's place, and they tried to put us in this.
That's my mom for you. She wants to put you in a nice.
But and then they took us to Ikoyi
Club.
That's the coolest place.
Yeah.
From like when we got married, we stayed at. He was the former governor of Cross River State, Osondo.
Okay, yeah.
He was the middleman in our wedding, and we stayed at his place. Yeah. He insisted that we go to my mother and spend some nights with my mother, and I objected to it. Everybody objected to it because there was no electricity, no possibility of a fan. He said no. So we went and spent nights with my mother.
With your mom. Wow.
You know.
No, that was dirt
floor. It meant
floor.
so much. Yeah,
but they did have a bed set up off the floor for us there.
So it meant so much to my mother and to.
I think at the end of the day, it's not like you said, Auntie. It's not a matter of what ethnicity or what race or what background the person is. It's how much love you have for each other.
Yes.
Because you have people that are Igbos that are marrying Igbos and their marriages don't last.
Exactly.
So that's very interesting. So I think in conclusion, Uncle Sean, what are you going to say about some white guys who are out there or some Americans who are out there who are thinking about, there's this beautiful Nigerian girl, this beautiful Ghanaian girl at my job, but I'm not sure if I should step up to her to talk to her, because she might not say yes. You have a success story right here.
Well, I would say, give it a chance if it's in your heart, if there's love, whether it works out or not. But, pray, commit it to the Lord, and God will see it through if it's meant to be. So why hold back just because it's a different culture? Accept it.
Just go for it. If you don't give it a chance, you'll never find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see it. All you girls that are out there, don't be afraid anymore. You've heard it from Auntie Precious now. 14 years, happily married to Uncle Sean. And look at that. That's love right there. Thank you guys very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you too. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this last episode. I hope you think it was worth your time. I really appreciate you for watching. Please make sure you share these videos with all your friends, all your cousins, all your sisters. Everybody, let them see this episode. It's a beautiful thing. We're all people, and the same people in the eyes of God. Don't let color, don't let race, don't let language, don't let ethnicities hold you from meeting your partner, the person that God placed you on earth to be with. It's a beautiful thing. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to hit me up on social media. The Fox himself on Twitter, the Fox himself on Instagram, comedian Foxy P, and of course we have our Facebook page, Africa Today Show. That's where they talk whenever we end this show. Anything we know die in a vulture, and when in doubt, STB.